Right now on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m.
No more fighting because we don't need this in the park.
Violence shuts down a popular Denver park.
I'm Denver 7's Jessica Crawford here at La Alma Lincoln Park, where gates are up all around the park and they're going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. This morning we're speaking with family and friends who are remembering a man who was killed at this park this week.
Plus, a Colorado man is the first in the country to test positive for the bird flu. What we're learning about the patient and how the virus spreads.
And it's time for the Broncos to fill out their roster. It's day 2 of the NFL Draft.
We'll be on the phone calling every team, and we'll have an idea of what we want to do.
I'm picturing that scene from Jerry Maguire.
Yes, that's right.
Great movie.
Right.
And we're going to hear from the GM about his strategy to get the right players today in the right positions. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Brian Sanders. Happy Friday to you. You know, the main idea is that the main piece is in place with Russell Wilson, so that's the good news. We do have a slight change in our forecast today, a little bit cooler across the metro.
I love seeing the families, those proud mamas and papas. Yeah, very cool. We are a little bit of a change. Cold fronts racing through as we speak. Wind gusts have been anywhere from about 20 to near 40 miles per hour in the foothills. It's going to start to pick up here a little closer to midday. We're going to see some gustier winds, and that unfortunately is leading to some high fire danger. It's been such a nice and calm week. Now the winds are going to kick up. That's going to change this afternoon. So fire danger remains really high across parts of eastern Colorado. It includes pretty much the entire front range here. You're going to see wind gusts today at right around 40 to about 50 miles per hour. So pretty calm at this point. We're in the upper 40s to low 50s with really not much of a warm up. We're going to get into the low 60s here by mid-morning, and then that's where we're going to hover, it looks like, through early afternoon, and then it gets cooler by tonight for the start of the Rockies game. We'll take a closer look at that and your weekend forecast. Tomorrow looks beautiful. I'll show you why, Jason, here in just a few minutes.
We have a new crash out in Lakewood. It's going to be on Alameda, a little bit west of Union, right near Mississippi. They called it out as Ohio. There's really not a cross street there at Ohio. Xenon might be a little bit closer, but near Mississippi out that way where Alameda starts crossing down. We also have a pretty good drive for us up here to the north side of town. Here's Community Center Drive, 112th, if you will, southbound I-25 going this way. So looking pretty good on down to 104th, but traffic is starting to build in those usual spots. And you can see that on the map where I'm streeting a little bit more traffic here on I-270. One crash, 51st and Dahlia over there in that north side of town. All open on 225 down by Parker Road from an earlier crash there. Otherwise, pretty quiet if you're going to be heading out and about for your drive this morning. So I'm not seeing any significant problems on the highways just yet.
Well, a spike in violent crime has closed La Alma Lincoln Park in Denver indefinitely. And this morning there are signs posted in the area letting you know it is closed. It comes after a 63-year-old man was killed there this week.
Friends say Gary Ariano was trying to break up a fight. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford joins us from the park. And Jessica, the city says they're going to keep this closed until they know that that place is safe for everyone.
You're absolutely right there, Nicole. So I'm just going to give you a look right now at what this park is looking like. They have gates really all around this park. And yes, this does come after the death of 63-year-old Gary Ariano, but it also follows a lot of other violent incidents. Here's a look back at how people remembered Ariano last night at a vigil. The Denver Police Department says the man was shot while trying to break up a fight just before 8 on Wednesday night. He died after he was taken to a hospital. Denver Parks and Rec closed La Alma Lincoln Park and La Alma Recreation Center yesterday. They cited recent violence as the reason behind the closure. They tell us the closure is temporary and they would reopen sometime in the future when they're safe to use. We did speak with friends and family of Ariano.
But for something to happen to your friend like that, for no reason at all, it was senseless.
This is where he spent every day. He loved this park, you know. Come out here and hang with his buddies. He was handicapped.
24-year-old Trehavani Deshaun Smith was arrested in connection with that shooting. Live in Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Thank you, Jessica. Investigators in Larimer County are looking for the parents of a 6-year-old boy in Fort Collins who accidentally shot and killed himself earlier this month. Rosanetta McCall and Ron Matthews haven't been seen in over a week and may be on the run. Investigators say McCall left a handgun where her son could reach it. She's being charged with child abuse and unlawful storage of a firearm. Matthews is accused of lying to officers and tampering with evidence. If you see them or know where they are, contact the Larimer County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers.
Well, this morning, a Colorado man is the first in the country to test positive for the bird flu. The CDC, which is tracking the outbreak in birds in dozens of states right now, confirmed those results last night. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us this morning with what we know about the man and how he got it.
So this is a man who's an inmate at a state correctional facility in Delta County. He's a part of a work release program there, which actually allows him to work at a poultry farm on the western slope of Colorado. Officials said he was involved in the process of clearing out birds that were presumed to have that virus. He reported his only symptom was feeling fatigued for a few days, but now that's all cleared up. He's now isolating and taking Tamiflu. Our partners over at the Denver Post reported health officials did say it's possible the virus may have been present in the person's nose without infection. Officials insisted at this point the safest thing to do is assume that this was an infection, take action to contain it and treat it. Now, Dr. Rachel Hurley, the Colorado State epidemiologist, told the Post, quote, "We might never know if this individual was truly infected, meaning the virus was replicating in his body, or if the virus was just transiently present in his nose and picked up by that nasal swab test." Despite having the first confirmed case in Colorado, the CDC says it is tracking the same strain in bird populations in 34 states. In studio, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. Meanwhile, we are still in a pandemic, and the state of Colorado is changing how you get tested now for the coronavirus. 40 of the big public testing sites will close tomorrow, like the ones at Red Rocks Community College, Southwest Plaza, and the 16th Street Mall. Officials told me there will still be 80 state-run community sites open.
What is the recommendation for people who need to get a test now?
Well, we really, first and foremost, want to direct people to our website. And we can provide you with that website where we have locator tools to make sure that people can find our community testing sites and places where they can pick up rapid tests.
Yeah, the state can do about 26,000 tests per day, so not to worry if you do need one. But demand right now is only about 5% of that.
Well, today marks day 2 of the NFL draft. Really, though, it's day 1 for the Broncos because we traded away the first-round pick, of course, for Russell Wilson. According to our Broncos insider Troy Rank, they'll be looking for an edge rusher, cornerback, tight end, and offensive tackle. George Paton shared his strategy for day 2.
When we get to that second day, we'll be on the phone calling every team, and we'll have an idea of what we want to do that second day, especially as it starts dropping, to the mid rounds, and then we'll decide whether we want to move up, do we want to stand pat, or do we want to move back? And that kind of depends who's there, how many players we like are there.
The Broncos need a tight end, and there is a former CSU player they could pick up for the position.
Yeah, Broncos may have to trade up to get him, though. He'll be pretty popular today. Here's Denver 7's Nick Rothschild from Las Vegas.
I'm Nick Rothschild in Las Vegas, and the first round of the NFL draft has come and gone, and no Denver Broncos, no Colorado State tight end Trey McBride. That's kind of the way this was trending in the past few days. Didn't seem like McBride was going to be a first-round pick, and he will be into the second and third round. Although he is not going to last long today, he will be gone early in the second round. Why is that? Because he's the best tight end on the board, best tight end in the draft. He's a great receiver. He's great in the blocking game. But why listen to me praise him when you can listen to him describe himself?
They're getting a competitor, a playmaker, and a guy that's going to, give it their all, a guy that you won't have to worry about off the field, a guy that leads by example, does everything the right way, and most importantly is a winner, a guy that wants to win, competes, and loves the game of football. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I just need an opportunity somewhere, and whoever, takes a chance on me is going to, make a good pick. So.
Now, I mentioned that McBride won't last long in the second round, but there is a small chance that the Broncos could pick him up, and if they do, he will be following in the footsteps of one Joel Dreesen. That's right, Joel played at Fort Morgan High School, Colorado State, and in the pros with Denver. And he is Trey McBride's mentor, so a lot of poetry in motion here on day 2 of the draft. Reporting from Las Vegas, Nick Rothschild, Denver 7 Sports.
Well, our sports department has put together a mock draft of their predictions for what the Broncos could do in these later rounds. You can see it on the denverchannel.com.
And you can watch the NFL draft continuing tonight on Denver 7 with coverage of the second and third rounds beginning at 5 p.m. If you'd rather catch up on local news, Denver 7 News at 5 and 6 will stream on the Denver 7 Plus app and online at thedenverchannel.com.
It is now 6:10. Good Friday morning to you. Stepping out the door to 40s and 50s right now. It is going to be cooler and windy today, but take a look at our 10-day forecast for temperatures. Some warmer than average conditions covering a good portion of the state. I'm going to show you what that looks like on our Super 7-day, and we'll have a look at your weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Lisa, name the interchange.
I love this game. Okay,
Time to name the interchange. Are you ready? I-25 and I-76.
Oh.
You don't see it.
No.
All right, southbound I-25 going down to Furniture Road. Northbound, here's I-76. That would be eastbound there. 70th Avenue just be ahead of us. So a good-looking drive for us coming in for the north side of town. Just starting to get building traffic, and we'll take a look at some of those travel times in just a minute.
Lisa, it's okay. It's about to get earlier to protect, easier to protect your privacy online. We'll explain new apps that make it possible.
And there are 5 Colorado ski resorts still open this weekend. We'll take a look at how long they plan to keep the lifts running. But while ski season comes to a close, we also have dates for the openings of some of your favorite parks.